What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Weigh In here on the Fish North Georgia channel. I think Danny's changed the name actually, so I've got to get the Live Well
The
podcast.
Live Well
The
podcast.
Live Well podcast, guys. I appreciate y'all stopping. We already got folks in the comments. I appreciate y'all showing up. I got a bunch of folks. Got Coleman. We're gonna go recognize Coleman. He's the first commenter on the Weigh In. So you win the trophy that you put there. We appreciate you showing up, man. I appreciate y'all showing
Absolutely.
up. Yeah. And guys, I couldn't be happier about the first guest. I got the man himself, the grown ass man himself, Mr. Michael Porter. Man, I appreciate you stopping by. Grown ass man mafia, dude. Danny and I talked about the show for a while, and I said I'm ready to do it. The first guest, I've already got who it is. It's gonna be Michael Porter if he'll do it. And dude, I appreciate the heck out of you stopping by and showing up for us.
Listen, listen. We have to support one another in this fishing game because it's a struggle. It's a struggle in these streets out here.
Man,
I don't know. Listen, I don't know about you, but I've been on the struggle bus all the time in these streets out here.
man, it's
So
always a struggle.
yeah, so we all have to support one another, and so when you call and ask, did I hesitate about
Not
saying
not one bit. Not
no?
one bit. It's like you deserve it. What? Just tell me when. I'm like, good deal, man. So that's awesome. I appreciate the heck out of it, man. That's awesome. Um, like I said, doing the live well has been really fun. I enjoyed the crap out of it. And when he asked me to do my own, I'm like, what am I going to do that's different than anything else? And the biggest thing was talking to guys like you, normal, regular guys that fish, content creators, bait makers, the guys that that make up 90% of what we see in fishing really behind the scenes. I mean, most of us know somebody that fishes that does content, and you're one of the first guys that I saw on TikTok. I'll be honest, it was one of the ones I was like, oh, who is this? And then it was just so weird how it worked out that you've got your story. It a lot is like mine: military, law enforcement, fishermen. I was like, these are family. Click, I'll follow. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out perfect, and then I got to meet you, and it's been pretty amazing. So, um, I really appreciate the heck out of it for sure. Guys in the comments got bass fishing with bass time with Diaz. We put a bag on it with Dowie. Thanks for stopping by, man. Doug, we got G4 Outdoors. Eric, we went to Lanier. We caught some fish, but it wasn't the best day, but it was fun. It was fun. Farmer, what's going on? Coleman, my wife's in the comments, so excited. Appreciate y'all stopping by. But guys, we're gonna get started because we're not here to joke around a whole lot on my part of it. We're here to talk to the man. So I appreciate the thanks for he said my hat was awesome. Appreciate that, Coleman. So we're gonna get it started. For the folks that don't know you, Mike, tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about how you got started in fishing, just a little bit of the backstory.
Oh, absolutely. So my name is Michael Porter. I'm born and raised in Georgia, a Grady baby. Uh, I went to South DeKalb High School. Right out of high school, I went in the Marine Corps. From
Right.
there, from there, I became a DeKalb County police officer from 1992 to 2016 is when I retired. I retired early. I was able to retire when I was 48 years old. Uh, don't mean I had any money. I just said I'd just be broke. Uh, but I've always fished. I've always fished. Bluegill and catfish and things like that. I've only been bass fishing about 7 to 8 years now.
Really?
If Yeah, about 7 years. When I retired, I was at Academy Sports looking through some stuff and ran into this guy named Roundtree. And Roundtree said, "Hey," he said, "you look at all this stuff. You got to come to look at our bass club called the Rod Benders." I said, "Hey, okay." He said, "We're having a meeting next week." I mean, matter of fact, had a meeting Sunday. I went Sunday, and I left one Banner Brothers in law enforcement and went to another Banner Brothers in bass fishing.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about bass fishing. Like I think my first rod was a what was that rod? Abu Garcia Veritas.
Yeah.
So I had a Veritas spinning rod, and I met another gentleman the same day at Bass Pro Shop, and he took me out to what is it? There's a reservoir up in Dawsonville. Can't think of the name of it, but I think I caught about a 20-pound bag twitching a fluke on my first time, and I was done.
That's it. That's it.
It was. Listen, he was fishing like this, twitching this fluke, and I'm trying to keep that cadence up he was doing. And they were just coming up in September, and they were whacking that fluke. I mean, it was just awesome. When I left there, I was done. And then I went out with the rod benders the next week and fished a tournament, an actual tournament that I never, really bass fish. And as they say, I'm gonna show you this. It says the tug is a drug.
That's right.
I was done. I was completely done, caught off guard, and that's where all my ancillary money has gone to since then.
Man. Yeah,
I mean, all of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's one of those things where if you've got extra money, there's no such thing as extra money when you're a fisherman. That's for sure, because it's going somewhere. It's going to be spent somewhere. You might spend money you don't even have yet. That's the problem.
Yes.
I mean, that's me anyway.
Yes.
I'm constantly doing that. Oh man. So, tell us a little bit about rod benders, because I don't know if a lot of folks know about. Some folks don't pay attention to bass clubs, but I got to meet a lot of the club members last year at Noe, and I was really shocked at how just super nice all the guys are. I mean, I fished in some few clubs and tournaments and stuff, and guys can be a little standoffish, but not you guys, man.
Well, listen, we're not perfect, but the Rod Benders Bass Club is a great place to start and learn how to fish, or any bass club for that matter. But for me, it was a bunch of older guys. All they wanted to do was fish, talk about fishing, the camaraderie,
Mm-hmm.
the pulling of the chains. I don't know what I can say on here, but hey. listen, if you have to have tough skin.
Oh yeah.
And it's no man left behind.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that they always preach, that we leave no man behind. If you break down, everybody go down to the next exit and turn around and come back. It's 20 cars on the side of the road, trying to get a hub together, trying to do whatever, fix a tire, whatever it was. Right. And the rod bender started off as a group of guys who they were hunters, so they had a hunting club. And then they said, but they want to fish, and then fishing took over the hunting, and and here it is. Yeah. And here it is. But those guys, I mean, we got some hammers in the club.
Oh yeah.
I mean some absolute hammers. Yeah. And you better bring your A game when you come. We're not a bunch of forward-facing sonar guys, but these some old school Carolina rig draggers and jig thumpers that put some fish in the boat.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so how many members you got in the rod benders? Do you know right off?
I would say probably active members right now. We have about 28 active members.
Okay. When I met you guys at Noe, I actually got online and looked it up a little bit because I was curious. I was in a club, but I was kind of, and real quick, I want to thank Bass Time with Diaz. Thanks for becoming a channel member. Really appreciate that. I know channel members on the live well portion of the podcast, Danny does giveaways. Y'all make sure you keep up with that too, because he does giveaways for channel members. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks for the support, man. But I know looking into y'all's club and stuff, it's not just it was, for a lack of a better word, it was almost like a fraternity, because you got to be accepted in. There's more than just showing up and paying your $50. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more to it. I was really impressed with the setup.
Yeah. So so you have to be, you have to be a fit for it. Just like anything else, some people might fit better here, some there, but most people come in, they're here to stay, and they enjoy it. Like I said, we're no different in other organizations. We've had our ups and downs, but right now, we're still standing.
Right, and like I said, I was really impressed. I mean, down to the attire. I mean, the what you wear, the clothes, the shirts, the style. I was really impressed with looking into all that stuff. I was just curious, I thought that was really cool. I thought it was really, really good little brotherhood, and it means more than just fishing. You could tell by the way it's put together, and that was a cool thing.
Yeah. So we go to community events, nursing homes. We have a a separate section called the Benderettes, which is the wives and girlfriends of the anglers. And so they go into the nursing home, do community and charity work.
Right.
We had high school anglers at one point in time, but the high school part is taken off. That we don't have any high schools, but we also do, just community service for a bunch of good guys. Like I said, you can't help but miss us. We have bright yellow jerseys on.
Right.
And you can see them from a mile away. And that's the reason why they chose the yellow, so that you stand out.
Yeah, well, I mean, y'all definitely have a presence. I mean, like I said, again, I haven't, other than Noe show, I haven't been around, you guys in another public event, but I don't know, y'all had, it was like 10 or 15 there at that show. I mean, y'all had a whole booth. You had a whole booth out in front. It was really cool to see. Are y'all going to be at Noe this year?
We'll be there again this year as well. Yes. Right in the same location, right up front when you come through the door.
Now, are y'all doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or are you just doing Friday or Saturday?
They're going to do Saturday. I think me and Mike is going to come up Friday. We're going to fish a tournament at Lanier on Saturday, and then we'll come there also on Sunday.
Okay,
to close it out.
I'll be there on Saturday, probably Sunday, because we're hanging out. Fish North Georgia guys will be there, and we're going to hang out in the Brazalo booth. But I'll make sure and stop by and chat with you guys again as well. Like I said, I was super impressed last year after the show. I think I did a TikTok video about it, and it just really, the immediate, everybody like, hey man, it was really cool to be around a group of guys that enjoyed fishing, but you could tell it was more than just about fishing. I thought that was really cool. And guys, y'all are killing on the comment. I can't even keep up with the TikTok comments. I ain't gonna lie. Some of this stuff.
Well, come on, bring it on.
Yeah, we got some. And then we got somebody on TikTok, Bass Fishing Biggins. He's a good backer inner. We all know where that comes from. So, I love it, man. So tell me, let's go. And guys, if you got questions, make sure y'all put them in the comments. Real quick, we got Tony Watkins in the house. He's our Fishers of Hope tournament director and organizer of that. He said, y'all come up to our tournament. Fishers of Hope would love to have you. He puts on a great tournament. He does their benefit tournaments. They help people in need. I think the next one's April, and I don't want to mess the date up. I believe it's the 4th, and it's at Notley. And I have never fished Notley, so I'm trying to put together, see if I can go up there and fish that one. But y'all come up there and visit with us. And we'd love to have any of the rod benders guys that want to show up. Love to show up.
Yeah, let us know.
Show up and fish it. That'd be awesome. But let's go towards the content creation stuff, a little bit of it here. What in the world got y'all started doing the content thing? How did that bust off?
Our children.
Really?
Our children. Listen, we cut up in our house so much. I mean, there's not a quiet moment in our house, especially when the kids were smaller and here. Yeah. And so, they would have friends over, and we were cutting up, and my son said, "Y'all need to get on TikTok." And I'm like, "Man, I'm not getting on TikTok." I said, "Yeah, no." I said, "I'm not doing that." So he ended up. He had his mama's phone, and he started doing some stuff. We were first known as Mike and Mia, and then so he set it up, and so I was outside, spooling some line up on a reel, and I had some Hank Williams Jr. playing, and Mia came outside and said, "What in the honky tonk is going on?" And I started singing the song. That was our first video that we really put on there, and that video hit 6.5 million, and that was the start of it. So from there, we just I said, if we gotta put some stuff together and do all this and do, I said, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I
said, you catch me in my natural environment, and that's what we do. That you got to be, genuine with it. And are organic, and that's what we've been doing. Right. And then Bass and Bougie came up because my wife is a Mary Kay National Sales Director, and she's the bougie part of it. Yeah. And I said, well, I'm Bass. I said, we'd be Bass and Bougie, and it just clicked.
Just clicked. Yeah, we had somebody in the comments asking where's Bougie at? I think Doug asked where's Bougie at?
Oh, Bougie's done. It's 8:00. She's done.
If anybody watches their TikTok on regular, if she wasn't, she'd be out there in a minute going, it's tuck-in time.
Yes. 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 Listen. By 7:30, my wife is done. She's up at 6:30 in the morning.
There you
She
go.
don't take a. She's the only woman that I know in the world that don't take a nap. I mean,
Listen,
she's gone from 6:30 to 7:30.
and if she's doing the Mary Kay stuff, she's hustling. That's for sure.
Yes, all
That's
day.
you don't see a whole lot of folks riding around in the pink Cadillacs anymore. I mean, and when I saw that, I was like, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. That's a big hustle there. Yeah. Alex in here, got a couple of grown ass men in here tonight. That's right. That's right. William Starr and Mike's a hell of. But hang on. They moving on me, y'all. They moving on me. Let me get back.
Oh, Will.
Mike's a hell of a human being. Glad to call him my friend. Heck yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely, Will.
And we got so Eric asked a question about what was your first viral video, but I think you just answered that with your first one.
Yeah.
Did it immediately
that was the first
go
one.
viral? Did it immediately? Really?
Yes. It
now,
no, I take that back. I think we did like a charcuterie board video first.
Okay.
But that was like the second or third video, and it just it took off. And then that's when I told her, I said, well, you got a black guy singing country music. And it just, it just did it. And then music in general. So my music genre spans a long way.
It was a long way, yeah.
I mean, all the way from Hank Williams Jr. and country music to hip hop to Bjork, Kate Bush. I listen to all of that. My favorite band is Depeche Mode.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an 80s music guy. Back in the day, it was Z93 and 96 Rock.
Yeah,
those were my stations growing up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm not much of. I love music. It's whatever speaks to me kind of music. But if you ask me to name somebody, like somebody told me the other day, hey, T.I. came out with a new song. I know who T.I. is, but I don't know music by the name of the song. I just listen to it. If it sounds good, I like it. I listen to it or whatever. And I've done some stuff on TikTok or whatever. And people are like, I wouldn't use that song considering what's going on X, Y, Z. And I'm going, I don't know any of their history. I mean, I know some of it. Don't get me wrong. We can all know what some of these artists are doing in their personal lives, I guess, nowadays. But I just listen for the music part of it. So I'm more of a movie guy myself. So I think it's awesome that, having somebody that's got a music back. My kids are that way. They get music backgrounds all over the place. And it's hilarious to watch. I love seeing that. So that's really cool. We got a pretty good question here. I want to see if you can answer that. War Eagle the best. I may have to read. It's all fits on the screen. How's club fishing in Georgia these days? Is it dying out? I remember in the early 2000s, so many people fished the top 6 in Georgia, and since the 2009, the numbers seem to be going down. What do you think about that?
I would say the same thing.
Yeah,
I would say that the numbers are going down based on, like you said back then, it was an older crowd. How can I put this? You had gentlemen fishing.
Yeah.
And gentlemen understood gentlemen.
Right.
Now you have when sometimes we have some younger guys come in, they don't fit so well with real gentlemen. And they just, they can't take we're gonna call it the hazing. They can't take the hazing, they can't take the jokes, and they're just a little tender. And with that being said, they opt out. Then the other part is financing. To, like I said, once again, trying to finance, reels and stuff all day. Yeah, they don't have the financing to do it.
Right.
Besides the high schoolers that they're still under mom and dad's pocket, and then they go to college and then they do that part. When they get out of college, they're trying to find themselves in the workplace. They don't join the clubs because they don't have the resources to work, pay rent, pay dues, pay tournament fees, working schedule. There's no way I could fish the way I do now and what some other guys do when I had small kids.
Yeah, 100%.
No way. So yeah, so I would say yes. I would say those numbers are on decline. And then it's also affected by boat prices. You got guys who want to buy boats and the $100,000 boats and things like that. You got to there's an image in bass fishing that people think you have to have a 4x4 diesel truck. You got to have that that $100,000 boat and the garb to go with it. It's a lot.
Oh,
So those numbers have gone down because I said once again, before the economy, before COVID, I would say COVID killed a lot of it. Before then, there's a little bit more residual money in the house. And so
Right.
you had people were buying boats and things like that. Then they really bought boats after COVID,
Yeah.
and which it has done a number on clubs and everything.
Yeah. Now, I was going to ask a question a minute ago about when did y'all first get on the TikTok? Was it during the COVID era or was it after that? Do you remember?
It was after COVID. This was we've been on since 2022.
So you're right there at the
Yeah.
end of COVID then.
Yes.
You were in the hot spot of the social media boom on TikTok and all that good stuff too. That seems to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Money Bass did a $2 donation here. He wants to know, tell us about that Tug Is My Drug song.
Oh, so so the wife came in. She came in the garage one day. Said, I call my wife the Beyonce of Mary Kay. So she has a lot of songs that she's done for Mary Kay, and she said I want to do a song for fishing, a rap about fishing. I said okay. She said give me some terminology for fishing. So I gave her some lakes and some terms, and 3 days later, she was in the studio and said, "Okay, here it is." She had a guy compose the beat for her.
Yeah.
She went in the studio, she put it down 3 days, and she said, "Okay, we need to go out to the lake and do a video."
Wow.
But like the first video we did in the driveway, just clowning around.
Yeah.
And so she did that. The tug is the drug, and then one of the lyrics that people always hear say, "What she say?" You say, she said, "Give me big girls that swallow. That's a hard thing to follow." Because I kept saying it one time. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We're looking for big girls. We're looking for big bass.
Yeah.
We said we're looking for big bass." So that double pun conundrum right there, it tickled her so much, so she made sure that she put it in there.
That's awesome. I love it. Fit it right in there. That's pretty good there. Jeff Brazil wants to know, do you like the Marshall Tucker Band?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good deal.
I like a few of their songs. I haven't heard a whole bunch of them, but the most popular songs that come on my super mix, yes sir.
So do you have a preferred? I don't like I said, I don't do a lot of like streaming music or anything. Is there a preferred like app or service that you stream music service you use?
I use YouTube Music.
YouTube.
So I use YouTube Music, and so you can look up Grown Ass Man, and you can find. I mean, like all my lists are public.
Oh wow.
So my playlist on there are public on there.
I got you. Good deal. I like that. That's pretty. I don't do. I mean, I listen to they got Spotify, and then there's another one that I might listen to stuff on. I can't think of what it's called now, but I'm not that guy sometimes. Patricia Leanne Shaw wants to know, do you like Bad Bunny? And I don't know if that's a real question or if that's a dig at last night's Super Bowl thing. I don't know.
I don't. First of all, I mean, it was a great message, but that's not my genre to listen to. Pretty much. First of all, I don't speak Spanish, so right. I don't. So it didn't really resonate with me, but I did understand it. It was the choreograph and all that stuff was great, but it's not something that's on my playlist.
I got you. That's fair enough. I mean, some folks liked it, some folks didn't. It's all, and that's the Super Bowl halftime show every year. I don't care who plays it. You got 50% of people like it, 50% of people hate it. You don't ever know. So teach their own. Doc Holliday, what's going on, buddy? Glad you can make it. And then Eric LaRue wants to know, what's your favorite lake?
Ooh,
that was on my question list already too. So we'll go ahead and get that one in there.
I like to say Guntersville.
Yeah.
I catch a good bag on Guntersville every time I go.
Man, that's where I'm hopefully headed to soon. So it's a good lake. It's a real good lake.
Yes, sir.
And what do you like other than catching? Is there something specific about Guntersville that you like a certain way to fish that you prefer over other ways that makes it, for you to catch good fish?
Like Guntersville is very challenging.
Yeah.
To be able to deal with the amount of grass and eelgrass, hydrilla, mats. I have bad shoulders, so I never caught a punching fish because
Yeah.
I can't do it too long without my shoulders getting sore.
Yeah.
But you can find your technique of how you like to fish on Gunnersville and still catch a 20-pound bag daily. It's
Yeah.
just, just got to find those magical spots. The last time we was there, I found a different way to fish the grass,
There you go.
and I was like, okay, well, I'll put that in my reservoir right there. But
Yep.
I would say Gunnersville.
Yeah. That was Gunnersville's where I learned to throw jerkbait at. And I know Hank Cherry just won it again over there.
On
he
a
did-
grub.
On a grub of all things. I mean, like somebody said last night, like how many, or I think Tyler Ward put on there on TikTok, like now how many grubs are going to be out of stock for the next 6 months? Because,
Gone.
yeah. And what's funny is I had took a guy out to Wedowee a month or so ago, and that's where he was catching fish on a dadgum grub. And I mean, you just don't think about it no more. So I mean, hey, it works. But like you said, Gunnersville is challenging lake. Last time I was there, I was Texas rigging a doggone Cinco through the grass and catching fish. I'm like, this don't make any sense to me, but it works. I mean, caught big ones on a jig there. Like you said, you can go out to the ledge. It's a good lake, but it's got my number some days.
Yes, sir. Listen, it does. And listen. And don't let the wind come up.
Oh no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no. The first time I went was in January, and it was 17 degrees outside, and I bet that wind blew 35 miles an hour across the south end of that lake. And we were on an aluminum Ranger, and I was ready to go not long after we got there. I'm like, this is not fun, but we caught fish. I can't say too much about that. And then Tony Watkins chimed in here with he was chiming in about the tournament. He thinks there's too many tournament trails going on. There's a ton of them, but they don't last long. And I can see that. I can see that being for sure.
Yeah. I would say a lot of people get into it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get into bass fishing tournament trails and things to make money,
yeah.
if that's your primary reason to do so,
yeah,
it probably won't last.
Right.
But you have a different meaning to do so and run a great trail, and people get paid, and it's fair, and it's that, then it can last. But the first ones jump in, they want to make some money out of it, and then it falls apart from there.
I can tell you from my experience, the only time I ever made money fishing a tournament was the times I least expected to make any darn money fishing a tournament. I've never thought I was going to win anything, and then I might catch them, do something decent on them. And it's like, and even then you look at it and go, well, that didn't cover anything that I've done over the last year in fishing. So, I mean, it's fun to do, but it's not the place to make a dang living at. That's for sure.
No, sir.
Clayton Belmont wants to know, what's your favorite lure?
Soft plastic or hard bait. So a soft plastic is a Cinco. A Cinco catches no matter how you rig it.
Right.
It's there. The next one will be a chatterbait.
Yeah. I
love my chatterbaits.
What's your favorite? You stay with a Z-Man, or you go with a different brand?
No, between the jackhammers when I got some, and the Mini Maxes.
Yeah.
The Mini Max gets it done as well.
I tell you what, stop by the Brazalo's booth.
Oh, listen, Brazalo listen. Listen. Do I need to?
There you go.
You know what those are, don't you? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the strutter he had before the patent ran out was great. And now that he's got the 2.0 in there, it's my favorite one. My favorite one by far. I love it, man. It's awesome. And then Coleman says, "Don't tell my wife you don't need a diesel truck and live scope. I'll have to find a new hobby." So we know what he's getting. And Coleman's a good dude. He catches them too. So
listen, I would love a diesel truck. Oh. Listen, that's why I drive a 2000 Ford Excursion. I would love a diesel truck, but I can't have a diesel truck and a bass boat and spend some money on bass equipment and all this other stuff. Whoo wee.
Yep. 100%. And Eric LaRue. So Eric and I fish together from time to time. We hit Lanier yesterday. He gets $150 to look like you know what you're doing, just to get your butt kicked by an old man next to the ramp with a John boat and a cream worm these days. Yeah, a cream worm.
Listen, not the pack of cream worm with the look. Listen with the pre-rig hook in it already.
Yeah.
Hey, those old dudes in those John boats, they know some stuff that we don't know, and they don't need any sonar. They don't need live scope. They don't need any of that stuff, and they'll kick your butt every time. You go out there with them.
Yep. I'm gonna say this. I haven't talked a lot about the Lanier where we came in third at Toys for Tots, but I fished with a guy. He's 61, I think he is 61. He's been fishing all over for a while, and we fished old school, not completely old school. He still got forward facing and stuff. We still used it, but not like everybody thinks you're using it. We were just checking areas to see if there was anything in the area or what was there, like structure, cover, that kind of thing. And we were fishing kind of old school. I mean, it was a great day of doing what we were doing to catch the fish. And you need to still pay attention to some of these guys that are out there fishing that everybody's calling older or whatever. They still got the knowledge that makes a big difference when you got that extra technology on the boat. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. They have a sixth sense about fishing. It's like they got spidey sense and they see stuff that you don't even see.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny to watch the older generation, and I'll use the phrase, read the water. That's what's amazing to me, because that live scope can't tell you that. And seeing those guys read the water and then go pick a spot and then use live scope to actually benefit that, man, that's amazing to watch. That was one of the coolest things to watch happen in real time. And that's and I know it's kind of, everybody's like, read the water. I mean, you just got to go with somebody that's fished for a long time and see what I'm talking about, because you can't explain it on a YouTube or a video or anything like that.
Yeah, so there's a stick that's floating, and then there's one that's pointed all the way down with just a nub up, and they'll say, oh yeah, but you got to do this because those sticks are.
Yep. It's wild. Whipstick fishing.
Whipstick
wants to know, how'd you come up with the grown ass man saying?
Listen, my wife had kind of got on my nerves in one of those videos, and the comeback was that, what are you talking about? I'm a grown ass man, and it just came out. So I started using it, and then the next thing I know, I said, well, I'm gonna have me a club of men, a club of grown ass men, and I said, I'm gonna call it the mafia. Yeah. And those things like that it just took off.
I mean, the funny thing is I don't know if I picked it up from you or if I was saying it before. I don't know, but I all the time now, I'm a grown ass man. That's what I do. I'm a grown ass man. It's all the time. Yeah. I mean, it's what we say. Yep. Listen, I'm gonna give you the credit for it, because I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. But I use it consistent all the time.
Men got to be men again. And people say, well, I gotta ask my wife to go fishing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, guys. My brain may be stuck here. Josh wants to know if you're fishing the F4R.
We're going to fish a couple tournaments with F4R. We'll be at Lanier. Me and Big Mike Murphy will be at a couple of them this year. Our schedule didn't kind of set up for it, but we're going to try to be at a couple of them this year. Absolutely.
Good deal. And then Bass Time with Diaz wants to know, what's your favorite technique? And I know we talked about soft plastic stuff, but you got a favorite technique that you like to do?
Man, I'm a dock skipper.
Really?
Yes.
I love it.
Listen, I love skipping docks.
Yeah.
And then I would say next would be, shaky head. Well, Nico style. Yeah. That's taking over my shaky head.
Yeah.
I love Nico fishing as well.
I just picked it up this last year, and I didn't realize what I was missing.
Me either. Listen, I bought a bunch of stuff 4 years ago, Nico fishing, and never did it to that one time I did it. I said, man, why was I waiting?
Yep. Well, and for, the reason I started Nico fishing, there's a spot or a couple of spots I like to fish on one of the lakes I go to, and I have gone through 15 jigs in one trip because they get hung up or whatever, but they were biting it. You know what I'm saying? And I was throwing a jig this day, and I was like, I wonder if a Nico works after watching one of these shows. and I'll be doggone them fish hit that thing better than they hit the jig where I was at that specific spot. And I didn't lose anything. I wasn't losing baits left and right. I was catching fish left and right. You know what I'm saying? And it was, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking with not using the Nico a lot sooner for sure. Now when you're talking about skipping docks, you skipping jigs, wacky rigs, everything.
A wacky, a jig, fluke.
Yep.
I love skipping a fluke on a dock and just a couple of twitches. If they knock fire from it. I mean, they're slipping, knock fire from it.
Yeah. Like I said, we got somebody on TikTok wants to know, do you fish Lake Weiss?
We've been to Weiss twice. I've done more crappie fishing at Weiss than I've done bass fishing.
Yeah. Now you like crappie fishing. I've seen that.
I do.
I've seen that.
I love myself some Slabville.
Now is Weiss still the crappie capital of the world? Is it still putting out some big slabs like that, or is it gone down some?
I would probably say it's probably gone down a little.
Yeah.
West Point has been on fire the last year.
Really?
Yes, for whatever reason. I guess these fish might move around that lake so much, but on the upper end, I caught a ton of slabs this year.
Wow. Yeah, I've caught a few out there. It was the last time I went, I think I caught one, and all I know is that timber was deep out there on the main lake near the south end of the lake, and I was coming over the top of it with one of those cast echoes, coming over top of some of the timber, and a big old slab come out of the top of that timber out of nowhere and destroyed it. And I was like, okay, so they're out here deep too. I mean, it was just weird. I mean, I wasn't even fishing. I was trying to catch some bass out there on the river channel, and it was wild. Somebody had a question in here. TikTok, Lonnie Coyote Bader wants to know, is Mike getting a new motor?
Yes. I'm getting a BBY tomorrow. I'm dropping it off down at Wintonka Marine in the morning. I'm leaving about 5. It's about a 3-hour trip, and get it dropped off. And listen, it has been a journey getting this motor, but I've met some great people on TikTok. You guys have no idea of the fishing family and the generosity of people on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a story about the motor. You know, I've had some folks don't donate a few dollars and some stuff, and it really helps out. But one of Bobby from Swamp People, gave me a call and he said, "You trying to repower?" I said, "Yep." He said, "Listen," he said, "I'm gonna give you a call back in about 30 minutes." In 30 minutes, a guy named John from Yamaha called me and said, "Wow. Hey, I was told if I don't give you a deal on Yamaha, he's gonna feed me to the gators." So that's how I finagled in getting a Yamaha. He gave me a good price on it, but the thing of it is, stripping all that stuff from Evinrude off there, it just makes the price go back up. But I am so grateful, and to put that deal together. But yep, I'm getting a new Yami. It's already down at Wintonka Marine, so it's there. And the next time y'all see the boat, it'll have a Yami on the back of it.
Well, good deal, man. That's awesome. So, what boat are you running? Year, model, all that good stuff.
Okay, so that's a 2017 Ranger 520 NASCAR edition. Yeah. Of course, it came with the Evinrude. When I got that back from a friend of mine who he needed me to come, he called me, told me to come get his boat. I said, "Man, I can't afford your boat," but he had cancer, and he beat it again. But the boat was just sitting there. So my first boat was a Ranger 520. It was a 2006. First boat I ever bought. So I sold that and bought that one. And then COVID hit. The next thing you know, Evinrude's out of business.
Yeah.
And every year
for them.
Yes. And every year from there, last year is the only year that I fished a full season without it being in the shop.
Really? I remember when I first started following you, it was in the shop quite a bit.
Listen, 12 weeks, 16 weeks waiting on parts. So, when she's rooting, she's rooting. But when she ain't, she ain't. And then trying to get parts now and things like that, I just, it frustrates you. And I'm just like, well, I can't keep going through this.
Yeah.
said, I need to get a new motor.
You know,
And
one thing about us fishermen, because my wife, when I bought the boat, she said, if something ever happens to that boat, we're going to have to spend whatever it takes, because that's the one thing you use. Like that's the one thing you spent money on that you've used the most. And
consistently.
Consistently. She's like, I don't know what you would do if you didn't have your boat. So I can only imagine being down for that long, not having them, especially on a nice boat. I mean, it's a nice boat. Now, next question is, do you like the Ranger?
Yes. I like the Ranger. Some things on proprietary stuff on Ranger,
Yeah.
that they can change, but the ride on it has a great ride, has good functionality for me.
Right.
But growing up, all I knew was a Ranger. That's all people talked about. So I wanted a Ranger.
Yep. It's funny you say that, because when I was looking, my wife said, "Why are you so stuck on the Ranger?" I was like, "Well, in the 90s, when I was fishing a lot before I joined the military, you were somebody if you owned a Ranger. If you pulled up to a boat ramp and had a Ranger, everybody talked about you, And so that was, I thought that was all they made for a long time. If you didn't have a Ranger, you didn't have a boat, So
yes.
That's awesome. Got another question here. C219 Troll wants to know, what's your biggest crappie?
Ooh, I caught a 3.5 pound crappie out of West Point.
Man,
night fishing, scared the bejesus out of me. Listen, I never saw one that. I mean, he was wide and thick. Just and then never caught another big one like that again.
Wow.
But that was a huge crappie.
Yeah, that's a dang good one. That's really good. That's all right. And then Scott Barnes. Scott Barnes wants to know, do you prefer forward facing sonar or not using it? Hey, be honest. Be honest.
Listen, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a tool, and it's a tool that I'm gonna learn to use, because what Ricky Bobby say, if you ain't first, you last. If you ain't using it, you're hurting yourself. And then I know a lot of people have a controversy with it that, as they say, it's a cheater box. I challenge any person of our age who says it's a cheater box that never uses it to come out there and go catch one with it.
Yeah. No,
and then let's see what you say about it.
You're right.
It's a lot. I've learned. So I went with a guy named Cole of Spot Chaser last week, and Cole's been showing me, different techniques of how to use it.
Yeah.
And I was watching him, and it was, I was so impressed with it, with him. But of course he's 30 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And he was putting on a clinic on Russell.
Oh yeah.
But he was showing me what to do and what not to do. That's the difference that that's the difference that I couldn't grasp, because it's funny that you see the fish there, you throw your bait out to them, and you reel it down to them, and they come up and look at it and say, and they turn around and go back the other way.
Yeah.
And there's techniques to it, and they the younger guys just understand it, and they grasp it faster than we do.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong there. I mean, I went out with Eric LaRue, that's in the chat here, and he's my age, and he was, he's really focused on it. I've had it for several years, and I learned a ton just going with one other person that was really using it how it's meant to be used, and it opens up my eyes quite a bit. I mean,
yes.
So when you got it, did you go out with anybody before the gentleman you're talking about now, and go out with somebody, or have you just been trying to learn it on your own and doing like I did, YouTube videos and trying to watch all that stuff?
Well, basically that. So when I got it put on, look, listen, here's the TikTok and fishing world. I'm at Wintonka getting it put on.
Yep.
And Mark Daniels Jr. was there.
Right.
He said, when you get it done, we're gonna go on the lake out here. I said, who? So I followed Mark Daniels Jr. down to the lake, and he got on my boat and showed me how to use forward-facing sonar. And it was, so there was a boat that was sunk out there, and he said, watch this. He threw it out there and reeled that paddle tail down that boat, and you watch the fish come out of that boat. He said, see, it's that easy. I said, no, it's not. So that was the first. So that was the first person who ever showed me how to use forward-facing sonar. But just watching him use that on that little local lake that we was at, it was crazy.
So you got a no joke lesson for your first time. That's
yes,
showing you how to use it right off the bat.
Yes,
that's awesome. That is awesome. I love it, man. Eric LaRue wants to know what's your PB. I guess he means bass because he's a bass fisherman.
So 6 pound largemouth, 6 pound smallmouth, and a 5 pound spotted bass on off Lanier.
Yep.
I can't break that 6 pound mark. Not even on Gunnersville.
That's a big. Well, that's a big fish though, man. 6 pounds is nothing to joke at.
No, but if you got those guys catching 8s, and then and I caught the smallmouth out with Slick Johnson.
Really?
Yes. Listen. Slick Johnson's a hammer. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah, he is. People don't realize. They don't realize. He's definitely a hammer for sure. I like Slick. He's a good dude. If you ever get to talk to Slick, not as Slick Johnson, he's a really good dude. He's awesome. I mean, just hearing some of his stories, man. When he was on the show, I don't think I was in studio that night. I think I was watching from home and get to hear some of the behind the scenes stuff. He's a really good dude. He does what he does. He's got the purpose for his channel, and he does what he does for a reason. But it's pretty funny. I mean, I still think it's hilarious. Everybody believes that Alabama Bass Council is a real government official thing. So it's pretty funny. Somebody else asked, "Was your Ranger your first boat?" I know you said you had another Ranger. Was that the first one you ever bought?
Yeah. So my first one was a white 2006 520, and then the first tournament I ever fished was out of this Ranger I have now, with a buddy of mine named Jason who owned that boat.
Right. I got you. So if you had to choose, if money was no object and you're going to choose your next bass boat, like I'm going to go get a new one, what's it going to be?
Skeeter, Phoenix. So my list will go down. Will be money, an Icon, the Skeeter, down to a Phoenix, Falcon. They're all. Listen, I mean, all those boats are great.
Yeah.
But when I went out with Cole on his Phoenix, that was an excellent ride. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a very, very excellent ride in that Phoenix.
Have you been on the new Blazers yet?
No, I've never been on a Blazer.
Take the 2000 model Blazer, 2000. I don't know when they started changing the hull, but they were fast. Like they were stupid fast light boats. They rode like Corvettes. They were, you felt everything. But I got that Toys for Tots tournament. I got to ride my buddy's 24 Blazer, I think it was. That's gonna be up there at the top of the list for me. I mean, for boats. And then Eric LaRue's got a Nitro, and believe it or not, y'all sleep on the Nitro too. That thing,
the big Nitros.
The big Nitros. That's a different boat nowadays than what I've been on before. So that's a good boat too. But I always find it interesting because like I said, I was always a Ranger person, and I've looked at them, the newer ones, and I've not ridden in any of the newer ones, so I don't know for sure. But well, I think we're way down. We're way up in the comments still. So I'm trying to get down through some of these here, guys. If you got comments, please put them in here. We're rolling through them. All right, here's a good one. Money Bass. What's your thoughts on catch, weigh, release versus live fishing, or live fishing in there with it?
Catch, weigh, release. I think that it would be better on the sport and the environment if we did weigh them right then and release them, and not drag them around the lake everywhere.
Yeah. But I just don't know how it's going to work out in tournaments to do it like on everyday tournaments. It's one thing when you got cameras on people and you got marshals in boats and all that stuff for doing the catch, weigh, release, keeping everybody honest. But I don't know how good it's going to work with your regular tournament guys. We did a tournament out at Wedowee a couple of years ago. A buddy of mine asked me, and it's a fun fishing tournament trail is what it's called. It's all for fun. There's no money involved. It's all just for bragging rights, right? And it was basically everybody takes their scale out there. You weigh, you fish, you write it down. You every hour or whatever it was, you sent your results in. I mean, and you again, it's for fun fishing. So I mean, it's not like you're winning a boat payment out of it or nothing like that. But I could see where it'd be tough on regular tournament trails to do a catch, weigh, release.
Well, just like so.
They do it. They do it in kayak tournaments. I know it can be done. I mean, there's more situations to do it, but we're starting to see more cheating even in that sport. You know, that part of it.
Well, listen, if you got to cheat, then you just a loser anyway.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. So like Money Bass has a thing called Fish X Live, and
Yeah.
when it's streaming, he have like a marshal that's that's monitoring the live stream.
Yeah.
And just simply weigh your fish, hold it up to the screen where it's seen, where it's not holding
Right.
anything, and it could probably be done. But like you said, when you start talking about money and people are fishing to pay their rent, you're gonna always have some loser who want to do something like what was the guy that had a bass boat but had the other half of like a kayak and it had the camera on that part. Listen, if you got to do all that to go win some tournaments, come on, man.
And the only thing he got famous for was being a cheater.
Yes.
The only thing he'll be known for is being a cheater.
Yeah, that was crazy, but yeah.
Well, the big tournament cheater that happened a couple of years back with the guy out of I don't know where he's from, but he was fishing out of West Point, and that's where he got caught was West Point. And I actually fished against him in a tournament at Wedowee. He didn't get in. Well, we had our tournament trail and they had theirs, and we all was at the ramp at the same time. So we decided to make it one big event, 2 different weigh-ins, but one, you could enter both events. And I talked to the guy, and he was the cockiest guy out there. Just, I mean, of course, he had 20 pounds. He beat both tournament trails, beat us all. And then it was so nice. Not nice, but it was awfully gratifying a few months later him to get caught cheating. And I'm like, now who's the cocky one? Because he had to give it all back. So that was funny. But and then somebody said, Doc Holliday says, the best way to have $1 million in fishing is to start with $2 million. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. All right, I'm gonna roll down through these comments here. As I say, Bottom Line Outdoors has a comment here. As anglers, how do we turn the narrative that young people need the expensive thing to tournament fish? How do we turn that narrative? How do we get it to where they don't need to feel that way?
You can't. Yeah. The way social media is, advertising, marketing, is the bottom line is that that like you need the fastest boat, you need the biggest screen, you need all these things. We know in reality that you don't, but the way that they market this stuff, it's designed to get the money out your pocket.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way that it is right now. So it'll be hard to do so. All we can do is let them know, say, hey, you don't need all that to do so. It's nice, but you can go catch fish, with the $20 Walmart rod and such and such. Now, when you become a seasoned men like us, we want just sometime a little bit better than a Walmart rod.
Yeah.
Because that's what you used all your life. If you drove an old beat up car all your life, when you're like, hey, well, now my kids are grown and they're out the house, I'm gonna buy me a new car.
Right.
And it feels right. So we just have to just tell them that, that you don't need all that to do so. But it's hard to do so with all the marketing and social media things that are out here, because now you're seeing twice as much.
Yeah.
Beforehand, if you didn't see it on the television screen, you didn't see it. Well, now you got that phone in your hand. It's there beating your brain every 5 minutes that you turn it on.
Right. And my wife's in the comments, and these are older comments, but it works right into what you're saying now. She says, "Are you listening to him, Tony? You can't have a new truck and all the fishing goodies." And she says that jokingly, but I got a 91 Ranger. Now I got a newer truck because I work out of my truck, but I've got a newer truck. But I've got a 91 Ranger, and when I bought it, I told her I wasn't going to tournament fish. It had everything I needed on it, and within 3 months, I had 2 new graphs, forward-facing sonar. But I also know that realistically, I can't afford to go buy. Can I afford it? Probably yes. But do I want to put myself and my family in a position where I'm taking a $900 boat payment just so I can say I go faster than the next guy to catch the same fish that he's probably going to catch? And I'm not dogging anybody, please, by any means. For me, I think what I was getting at is you have to be okay with what it is you're fishing with. You know, you've
Yes.
got to be okay with that and go, I can make the best of this until I can move up to the next thing.
Absolutely. You take baby steps. Like I said, I started with a Veritas.
Yeah.
Now, do I own an NRX? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have that NRX if I didn't work at Tackle Warehouse for a year.
Right. Yeah.
So now when I go out there and right now, even now that I'm a grown ass man and got a little money in my pocket, buy a $650 rod, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I would find a decent rod that's great and sensitive, and a rod that I like, and fish with it.
Yeah.
But when I did work at Tackle Warehouse, I couldn't beat the discount that was there. So I took advantage of it while I was there.
Right. Right. And somebody on TikTok said, to answer the other person's question, let them watch Matt Robertson. You know, he's fishing with Ugly Stick. I mean, growing up, Ugly Stick was the next greatest thing. And then it turned into, well, that's a cheap, whatever you want to call it. But they've got some good products too. But yeah, watch regular guys fishing. That's another way to put it in perspective, is watch regular folks fishing. That's another. And that's kind of, you know, the whole premise of this show. The new Monday night deal is talking to, and not that the live well doesn't do it, but, you know, talk to more bait makers and content creator guys that are doing it every day and that are kind of like, you know, just regular guys out there fishing. You know, we're going to get some local hammers on here too and talk to them as well. And then Nat Lowe 17 says, I feel that tech is all fine and good, but honestly believe that high school tournaments should not have live scope. Let the kids learn the old school way and develop respect for the sport.
You can't stop technology.
Yep.
It's technology is here. Live scope's here to stay. I think that a lot of them probably do know how to fish the old school way, but for them, when they see it, it's what they gravitate towards.
Right.
You can get a 5-year-old kid and give him your phone, and he's like this on your phone, and know how to do more on your phone than what you do. It's just in them.
Exactly.
So I believe that these high school kids, they're going to gravitate towards it because it's more in their realm.
Right.
And then they'll say, hey, well, let me learn how to catch a fish on a Carolina rig and why. So you'll have those ones that do because their pawpaw showed them how to do it, right, and their uncle showed them how to do it. But when they get out there on their boat, listen, they get on that trolling motor and put it on 8-buddy, and they're scanning. It's like that video game technology. It's just what's in them, and that's what grabs their attention. The slow Carolina rig, Texas rig, skipping docks and things, they'll lose interest in it.
Yeah,
I believe.
Well, you know, we always talk about, you know, if you want to take a kid fishing, you want them to go catch some fish, take them pan fishing or something where they're going to catch something so they don't get bored with it and go, I don't ever want to do this again. So, and let's face it, you can go out there with technology and dial in fish a lot quicker than you used to going out there and beating the bank up and put somebody new on fish and go, hey, here you go. And they're like, oh, this is fishing. And then they gravitate towards the same thing, you know?
Yeah. And they just grasp it a lot better.
Yeah. That's 100% true. So we got somebody else in the chat that I got to meet at ICAST at Line Cutters, and that's Lat Fishing Fit. And she said that's a manly man's comeback every time they don't want to do what their wife wants. And that's going back to something I'm sure we were talking about. But she and I hooked up down there, talked a little bit at Line Cutters. I'm gonna try to get her on the show as well because I wanted to talk to her as well. She got a good story. You remember her down at Line Cutters?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I talk to her all the time.
Exactly. She's doing real good. She's actually a boater this year. Got her own boat, rocking it out. I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool. And we're gonna try to get her on the show.
You listen. You gotta hear her story about how she got her Ranger.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. If she's still watching, just know that I've got your information. I'm gonna be hitting you up trying to get you on the show as well. We're going to attack it from all different angles, and make sure you go follow her too. Speaking of following folks, social media wise, before I forget, where can everybody find you at all your social media handles and what platforms?
We're on all platforms. We're Bass and Bougie on TikTok. On Facebook, we're the real Bass and Bougie. And on Instagram, we're bass.and.bougie. But you still put Bass and Bougie, you'll see us. on
sir.
Instagram as well.
Good
And
deal.
we're also on YouTube. And I think she said she's trying to put us on Twitch
Okay.
or something over there.
I have zero experience with Twitch. I don't know anything about that.
Listen, I have no idea. I'm just I'm just I'm just a non-paid actor here, so
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I don't do any posting. I don't do any of that stuff. She does it all between her job, running this household, and she does that all day long.
All day long.
Yes.
Does she ever get burnt out with doing the social media stuff?
No.
No, she enjoys it.
It's right up her alley.
Really?
So for what I mean, she talks all day.
Yeah.
She's talking to women all day. She's talking to her area goes from Alaska to California all the way to here, and she's talking to people all day. So this kind of came right up her alleyway. When she really digs into it, she's gonna find a whole different level to it, probably.
I got you. Well, that's a good problem to have. Then you got somebody that enjoys doing that part of it, because there's definitely times where I'm like, this is I don't know if I want to do this anymore. It's
listen,
fun, it can be a job.
Listen, I'm the same way. She'll come say, hey, would I do such and such? I'm like, I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And when I say I don't feel like doing it, I'm not doing it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, hey, look, I don't feel like, looking at a bait. I don't feel like doing it. I just want to sit on my couch with some ginger ale or something and watch it and watch YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't want to move.
Don't want to feel. Don't. No feel of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good deal. Guys, we hit an hour mark. So I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of the comments because we were way up. I think we were hitting stuff that was talked about like 30 minutes before. So if you guys had a question in the comments, please put it again. I don't want to ignore anybody, but we were literally starting to talk about stuff we'd talked about almost 30 minutes before. So we've still got, we got one here from G4 Outdoors, Doug. He says, if most of us old farts would just stop and think, if had Ford Faces on our back in the day, we would have used it. We would have had every tech up until this point. That's
yes.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. 100%.
Well, listen. So when I was talking to Gerald Swindle one time, and he said, listen, they gave it to us first.
Yeah.
The older guys had it first.
Yep.
And they looked at it and was like, okay. And then you don't understand it. So it's like putting a 50-year-old man and then put him in Call of Duty, and you got a bunch of young kids in there, and you get waxed. This is what it's like out here for them.
Yeah.
And they say, well, I just can't get a hang of it. You might get one, KIA, and but as soon as you respawn, they pop you every time, and you're like, well, I can't do this. You get frustrated, and you put it down. But they had it. He said we had it first. We had opportunity to learn how to use it, and we didn't. And the young guys picked it up and was like, "Oh, this is like a video game," and they figured it out, and they've been whooping butt ever since. And we just have, like I said, you're either gonna adapt with it or you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah,
I'm trying to adapt with it. I'm learning, so I will do a lot more this year. I'm gonna take out 3 rods, and they'll be all medium light rods.
Yeah,
and that's all I'll do.
Yep. Hey, I mean, that's kind of where I got with it last year, doing the same thing you're talking about, medium light rods, and I forced myself to learn the minnow game because, again, we're fishing the trail I fish. Kyle Welcher fishes in it, and some young guys from one of the college rat boat, and they went out there and dropped a 20 piece on us. Well, it was almost 28, I think it was. And then Welcher, not to be undone, he went out there outdone. He went out there the next weekend and done the same thing to us. And I'm like, they're out there sitting there just scoping these fish up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got to learn. I got to quit beating my head against the wall and get better at it. So I just did it. We got one good question here. Team Turner 81 wants to know, would you buy a boat with a rebuilt power head if you're in that position?
Well, you have to know who you got the boat from.
There you go.
Listen, uh, so like for me, I'm repowering. Um, to buy one from someone that I probably wouldn't, and it's just for this right here. If you see the way these guys run down the lake all the time, listen, I'm I'm good with 58, 60, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't have to go 70. I don't have to beat it to death. But I see guys that listen, they balls to the walls everywhere they go, but and I mean they dog them boats completely out.
Yeah.
Now, if the hours on it is low and there's a warranty on it, then yes. But just if you know the person that and they dog that boat out, yeah, I tell them go kick rocks.
Go kick rocks.
Yeah,
Exactly.
just-
Exactly. And we had Clay on here a couple weeks ago. He runs Marine South here in Carrollton. He was saying, some of these boats are made to run. Some of these motors are made to run at a certain RPM, and they're made to run that way for long periods of time. So you're not going to hurt them. Like you said, you went with the hours. That makes a huge difference. But rebuilds, you gotta watch. It depends on who did the rebuild and who's
yes.
If they, like you said, if there's a warranty or whatnot, because I'm more apt to buy one if it was put on at a shop than I am if somebody did it in their garage. And I'm a shade tree guy myself, but I don't know that I trust myself to do a power head rebuild. So I'm doing that. Coleman's got a good question here. What would you consider your most successful achievement in fishing or career?
Oh, fishing or career. So in my career is making it through 30 years of working in DeKalb County. That's my biggest achievement is
Man,
coming out alive after 30 years. I've had every near-death experience that you ever want to run into.
yeah.
And so I've helped a lot of people. I've saved a lot of people, but I've had a lot of near-death experiences. And when I retired, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
So like now I'm back in law enforcement, but I try to have as less contact with the public as possible.
Right.
You wouldn't believe. Now listen, I wouldn't go out and patrol nobody's streets anymore. I would definitely be real poor.
Yeah.
That part of me is long done in this day and age.
I can understand that. Would you, if you were able, would you go back and do it again? If you
No.
were able, if you were talking to the 20-year-old self again, would you give advice?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, if you it was a fun. Listen, when I was 22, I'd have done it for free.
Ain't that the truth?
Listen. We used to wake up. Me and my roommate, we were both in the academy together. We were like, listen, we were itching to get to work.
Yeah.
Itching.
Yep.
And then once children start to come about, your whole perspective changes.
Yeah.
But in fishing, I would say my advancement in knowledge and baits, because when I first started, if you guys seen my garage, I bought all kinds of stuff when I first started, not knowing any better.
Mm-hmm.
But now I buy stuff that I use repeatedly. So that's where my money goes. I'll buy a better rod, a different reel. Now I do like to try some stuff out because that's the only way that you're gonna know whether you like it or not.
Yep. So what guides your decision on trying something new? Because I'm like you. When I got back, I didn't fish for 20 years, didn't fish regularly for 20 years, here and there, but not really. And when I got back into it, I was like, oh, that's shiny. I'll take that. That's shiny. I'll take that. And Eric LaRue said something yesterday. Our whole world, the world, and I won't quote his whole thing. He's got a great saying, is ran off of shiny things.
Yes.
Stop and think about that saying. The world revolves around shiny things. And I'll leave it at that. If he wants to type it in the comments, he can, because it was a great saying. I wish I could have wrote it down when he said it. But as a fisherman, I bought every stinking shiny thing that they sold. And I've got so much stuff in my boat now. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't use 3 rods and 6 baits or whatever it is. So how do you determine if you see something going, okay, that's worth giving a shot? What is your smell test or whatever you want to call it that says, yep, I'm going to try that? Because I know you probably get reached out to by thousands of people wanting to give you something to try to promote on your channels.
Yes. my fishing style. Um, I'm not a jerkbait guy. I have a few. I might own 5 jerkbaits.
Yeah.
I know I'm not gonna go out there and do it. So with that alone, I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Like now, soft plastics. I buy my colors with green pumpkin, watermelon, um, variations of those colors, black and blue. That's it. A natural color, that gray shaddish color. But I don't buy those funky colors anymore. Those, all that different stuff. I could use a dye to add that if I want to do it, but I don't buy all those crazy colors anymore. But of course, I got white and methylated and banana yellow, but that's only for springtime.
Right.
But other than that, and then there's certain baits I buy. My Senkos. I buy a ton of Senkos. I probably got a couple hundred Senkos sitting over there right now because I go through them.
Oh yeah.
Senko, Zoom.
What brand Senko you using?
Yamamoto.
Okay.
So people also ask me, say what's your favorite stick bait? It's a Yamamoto. now what's probably close to a Yamamoto Senko would be the Bass Pro Shop version to me, and the Zoom Slinky.
So, yep.
Those are probably the closest to that. But then, I do have some Yum Dingers, but you use them differently.
Right.
If you want it to sink, you use a Senko. If you want it to kind of shimmer down slowly, you use a Yum Dinger.
Right.
I don't like the Strike King one, the Ocho, so I won't buy it.
There you go.
I don't like the shape. I don't like the shape of it. The cuts in it, the texture of it. So I won't buy them. But I'll buy Yum Dingers and I'll buy Zoom.
Okay.
So sometimes when I go practice, I'll use a lot of the Zoom ones because Yamamoto's are kind of pricey.
Yeah, they definitely get a little pricey in there. So somebody had Eric wants to know what's your favorite minnow for for forward facing minnow fishing.
Listen, Cole Wilson got me buying Sakamata shads. Like listen, I've been on a Rico mission searching for Sakamata shads.
Man, I've seen them on TikTok now. Them jokers have gotten up like $18 a bag on TikTok shop now. That's wild.
I found a place that had some, and I'm definitely not gonna give it out. But but also who makes a good one is if you guys on TikTok, go look at what is his? It's called I find the name of the company. Excuse me there. Crossbait Company.
Danny Cross with Crossbait Co. Yes, sir.
Now Danny's got a good bait.
Yes, sir.
And so like you said, you was talking about the small bait makers. Danny makes a hell of a product.
He's one of the ones I want to try to get on the show too. Yes, sir.
You got his number?
I don't have his number, but I've talked with him through Messenger and stuff.
Okay.
Through a private message. He watches the lunch break quite a bit, and back during Christmas, he had given out a code for the Fish North Georgia folks to use. So I bought my first ones, and they catch fish.
Danny's got a good product. Yeah,
he's got a real good product.
I'm trying to think of the Zoom wing fluke is good also.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are sleeping on that one.
Well,
really sleeping on it.
I bought them probably a year ago, and Eric and I went out fishing, and I used one, caught some fish on it. Well, the next couple of trips in the ditch fishing video that I did, I talk about the wing fluke and their shimmer shad. The spotted bass on Wedowee destroyed the shimmer shad. I mean, it was unreal. And the wing fluke caught, but Danny's bait, the Scopa-Dope minnow that he had,
yeah,
they loved it too.
So the other thing I would say is this: you're going to have 5 or 6 different minnows, and for this reason, you can go to a lake where they won't touch the Sakamata shad.
Yep.
You put the wing fluke on, and it's on. I went to another one where they wouldn't touch either one of them, but ate Danny's bait.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to have 3 or 4 different minnows.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that you're gonna have a tackle box full of them to kind of go through them. But it's something about that Sakamata shad that's probably still the #1 minnow that's out there. If you can find them, you get them.
Yeah.
I don't think the color really matters. It's just the action of that bait or whatever that salt content that's in there. I think that's it. But just like the colors, I believe the colors catch us.
Right.
But you have anglers that like particular colors, and you the only you do is simply go online and see which ones are sold out to know which ones the colors that people like.
Exactly.
Because they're gone.
Now, do you have? If you want to give it up, do you have a color that you prefer? If you don't want to give it out, that's fine. We try to squeeze all the juice we can.
It's the indie color. Okay. You're not gonna find it.
Oh wow.
It's listen. Like I said, I found some, and I got a guy going to pick some up for me. But
it feels like one of those 80 deals. Like here's my money. Go pick me up.
Yeah. Listen, man. Listen. I was on a mission, and if you're in this world, you have to have contacts in bass fishing.
Yeah.
You have to have contacts.
100%.
You have to have people in low places because they know things and they know people. And I called one guy, and he said, call them and see if they got some. The guy said, oh yeah, he said, I got 50 bags.
Wow.
And I didn't know what to do. I just want listen. I want like 4 bags, but listen. But because they're so rare, it make you want to buy 50 of them.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
But like you said, at $13 a bag, that's a hit.
I know I've seen them $17 at least on TikTok. I'm like, that's crazy.
Listen,
there's a question here on TikTok, Eric Thurman Fishing, and it goes back to your Senko stick bait. How different do you use a Senko compared to trick worms? I catch a lot with a trick worm and nothing with a Senko. I thought that was a good question because a lot of guys are that way.
Well, guess what I've been doing? I've been whacking a trick worm now because on a lot of lakes, so even like Guntersville, they've seen a lot of Senkos. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, they see this long worm come through there in the same fashion. And like, oh, that's different. When I do like my Nico style, I use the Nico Fat. That's the Daiwa Yamamoto combination. But I also do that. But I will also like free rig that Senko on there. Weightless Senko. Mm-hmm. But when I'm fishing grass or something like that, I use that Yum Dinger. And that Yum Dinger, if I see a bass spot and I flick it over there, that Senko's gonna go to the bottom fast. Mm-hmm. That Yum Dinger just kind of glides down, and all of a sudden you just don't see it anymore.
Right.
Because the bass will come out the grass and grab it. Yeah. So like Guntersville, mine is a Yum Dinger on Guntersville.
That's what I've had pretty good luck with Yum Dinger. Guntersville.
Yeah. Yep. Because it's just because of all the grass. Like Lanier and other places, I use a Senko.
That makes sense. I mean, that definitely makes sense because you need that Senko to get down at Lanier because you ain't got time for it to sit around there and doggone dangle around in the water. No. It's got to get where it's got to go.
so you can either use it weightless or you can use a weighted wacky hook.
Yep. Exactly. All right. So next question. This is from Spot Chasers. I think you mentioned Spot Chasers.
Yeah.
Has Michael dabbled in the dice game? And if so, what's your favorite dice?
I've dabbled a little bit in the dice game there, Cole. But like right now, set me up. The original dice is still great. So now you got the cookies and you have, that's a high dollar one. Right now, Hags is probably got it down and beaten everybody as far as a great product and the price.
Who was that again?
Hags.
Hags.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So People say, well, those prickly things not going to catch any fish. Yes, they do. No, listen, don't let somebody shame you out of buying one.
Right.
You don't have to buy the $20 one. They make, there's other companies that make them out there. There's,
Yep.
$6, $7.
Yep.
And be patient with it.
Right.
You be patient with it.
How
and you'll see.
How are you rigging it? Because I just got some. So Danny Cross makes the new ones. I just got 2 bags of those in the color that I'm getting bid on, and so I haven't tried them yet. So how are you rigging them?
I was showed away by Mr. Cole there. I can't give out.
I respect that. I respect.
Listen. These young guys, I'm telling these young guys, Cole is a hammer. These young guys come up with some stuff, buddy, that I'd have never thought about it.
Yep.
But it's pretty much on a same style type of hook, but just with a different keeper, and you just run that bait up. You just run it up on that keeper and an exposed hook, and just be patient with it.
Yep. I think one of the gentlemen that I fish with, he's told me how he rigs it, and I can't remember exactly how he does it because I've just now gotten them. So I'm hoping to get that information from him.
And then also just on a regular drop shot hook.
Yeah.
My first fish I caught on the dice was on Lanier, and I put it on a drop shot with a regular drop shot hook, and just put it right there in the middle of that shaft of it.
Yeah.
Like not on the hook part, but you run it through the hook and put it right on the shaft and put it on a drop shot. And I caught some huge spotted bass out there with Rob Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob Jordan's the hammer on Lanier as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the place where I've heard people like at Lanier. They were made believers of it on Lanier with it.
Yes,
they were absolutely made believers. All right, so Mask Off Fishing wants to know: did you go to West Georgia?
Mask Off. I don't know if I put to West Georgia. West Georgia College.
I'm guessing meant West Georgia College.
No, I'm not a college man.
There you go.
Mask Off. Yeah. I went to Marine Corps, and I went straight to policing after that.
Yeah. What rank did you pick up in the Marine Corps?
Corporal was the highest I went.
I got you. Okay. I got you. There's some different talking about forward facing stuff. And then Doug says, hell, he basically was doing it for free from what they paid me when I was in law enforcement. And that's true.
Listen,
that's true.
When I started in 1992, my base, my salary was $22,500.
Yeah.
In 1992, at the height of the crack era, $22,500 is what my salary was a year.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild. I know when I got in, it was like I was making $12 an hour, whatever that worked out to be, in $12 an hour. I mean, it was stupid.
You make your money. Listen, police officers make their money on part-time jobs. That's where I make my money at.
Yeah, we were driving past folks yesterday going to Lanier, and they're doing construction on 400 and 285 and everywhere else they're doing construction.
$75 an hour.
And that's what I said. I said, man, I said, he's making $50 an hour. My buddy goes, more like 75 or $85 an hour now, man.
Yes, sir.
Like, oh, I had no idea.
Yes, sir.
So
that's what brought me back in it.
Yeah. I mean, I made good money doing it. That's for sure on them side jobs. That's for sure. So this is what Eric's saying is. So for everybody that was wanting to hear what the saying was, I'm going to start off with the first one. This is what he goes. He says, shiny shit. All right. And here's the saying that goes with it. Wars have been fought over it. Value is assigned by it. Women have defiled themselves over it. New trucks, shiny. Gold, shiny. Mardi Gras beads, shiny. All shiny shit. That's the saying. And like I said, it's one of those things like, it was a very profound hearing that. I'm like, that's absolutely true. You stop and think about it. People have fought wars and given away countries over shiny stuff. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So like right now, I just stick to what I know for bass fishing. I was slow to the dice game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was slow to it. I'm like, man, ain't nothing. It's the same thing. Ain't nothing gonna bite that until you see somebody, as Money Bass say, look at this rod. It's got the bendation in it. The rod is just bent over. Yeah. It's the bendation. and all you have to see is that bendation in it. Listen, you want to pick one up, and then when your rod get that tug and that bendation, you go out there and go buy a 5-pack. Listen, you looking for them. It's the same thing again with the Sakamata shafts. Go look for those dice and see can you find them.
Yeah.
Somebody's not telling you something.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. And Eric said Sakamatas are the gateway drug. He's right. And then Coleman,
yes.
And Coleman says you can find them MSRP 24/7. You just got to look around. Yeah.
Yeah. So here it is. If you want to find some, look on the West Coast.
Right.
Find some mom and pop shops on the West Coast.
There you
go. Because they're not really doing it up that upper north West Coast area, like where some people just want a Super Bowl at.
Yeah.
Find some shops up there. They got plenty.
He's giving y'all some intel, guys. He's giving you some intel. Pay attention. and spot chasers. I guess he's talking about the dice baits. Says Zoo City Lure makes a good one. So if he's on the dice game, you might want to pay attention to that. Zoo City Lures makes a good one.
So yeah, I mean, some fast you have to try.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't go out and buy 20 bags of them.
Right.
Buy your bag, and like I said, and be patient with it. And once you learn how to use it, it's like a glide bait.
That's true.
Do I have a glide bait rod? I got a big glide bait rod right here. That ain't got nothing on it. Because I bought it. I said, well, at some point I'm going to throw a glide bait, and then I got some glide baits.
Right.
And by the time I kind of get my brain to do it, it's going to be another phase of a glide bait. Now, listen, you want to talk about something that'll break your pocket?
Oh gosh,
it's a glide bait.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to get into the big ones, and if you're big on buying the name brand stuff, absolutely they will break the bank. I found a place. We had Marshall Stamps on here, Georgia Bassmaster on here a couple of weeks ago, and he turned me on to a guy in Arizona that actually makes them. He makes knockoffs, and it is what it is. Then I've got a Hinkle trout that I'm trying to get painted. I got to get somebody to paint it for me. But Hinkle trout, I've got the I'll think of the other ones in a minute. But anyway, I've got 3 of them. I just got to get them painted up now. So yeah.
When you get somebody to paint them up, you go to DPK.
Yeah. I've got a couple of guys out here in West Georgia, but they're all busy. Like everybody's painting baits right now. I mean, I've seen them posting like 20 and 30 a day they're painting. So I'm just kind of jumped in line. But I might get that information from you.
Yeah.
Just get some stuff painted because I'm tired. I'm at that point now. I'm like, all right, I got these big glides. I'd like to be throwing them. I need to get them painted. So, I mean, that's yeah. And then appreciate it, Kevin. He said he's proud of me for the show. Appreciate that. And then Spot Chaser said the dice game is the new Minna. So we're
listen. Y'all listen to Spot Chaser. So he guys out on Russell and Hartwell, and he's a young hammer, and these guys are telling you what they're catching these big spots on.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his 3rd or 4th time in here trying to tell you.
He's telling you.
Listen,
right.
Y'all better listen.
Yep, you're right.
He doesn't own a tackle store.
Right.
He's a fisherman just like you, but he's giving you some juice, and you either gonna listen to him or not.
Yeah.
Listen, he made a believer out of me is all I can tell you.
Well, and that's all that matters. Honest to goodness, it don't take all it takes is somebody showing you one time, showing you one time, and then you're like, well, at least need to try it. You know what I'm saying? At least need to try it. Coleman, I'm right there with you. 8 different styles of minnows, about 20 different colors, 50 bags. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I've tried everything under the sun, and I've still got some I hadn't tried yet. I agree.
Yeah. So like we said about the minnows, that you probably have to find your 2 or 3 ones that you like, and if you fish those particular lakes all the time, you'll know which ones that you really need, because they're gonna eat that one on that lake and not the other one on another lake, and so you don't have to buy a bunch of them. Just buy just a bunch of the ones that you like the most.
Yeah. So we were talking about Danny Cross's stuff when Eric and I were out there fishing. I was using Danny's Sakamata style Sakyamama shad. He was using a bizbait minnow. He was catching them on that. We were using some other stuff, and I got to noticing that the horizontal tail baits weren't getting hit. But when I put Danny sent me a trial pack of different of his Scopidope minnows, but that vertical tail was what the fish were wanting. Like you said, you might rotate through 5 or 6 different versions of something or different styles, and that literally all it was changing the tail to a different style or going to a straight tail versus a split tail or whatever. And it changes. You just never know. So you definitely need to have a few different versions for sure. It seems to help a little bit.
We're gonna spend some money on some tackle. Is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then Spot Chaser says, book a trip with me and I'll show you all you want to know. There you go. There you go. Hey, I'm telling you it. And then Patricia wants to know, does anybody throw a wacky lizard? Anybody do that? Wacky rig a lizard? Gotcha. That's some secret stuff then.
Listen, so with a lizard also, you can Nico that lizard and use one of these right here.
What was that? I missed that. I might have to go back to about that. I missed that.
That's the Nico hack.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And it's just like a Nico, except you're doing it with a lizard.
Yeah.
No different. It's just something different. Like I said, I like soft plastics, and I'll sit here and just try to do some stuff and go out there and do it on like Oconee, Sinclair. You have to do it on the lakes that are predominantly largemouth lakes. Spots will eat lizards too.
Yeah.
We know that from watching Ponytail on YouTube, because he'll throw a lizard on the near. You're like, geez, are they eating a lizard on it?
Did you call him Ponytail?
Yeah,
Dana?
I don't know I don't know his name, so I call him Ponytail.
You talking about Dana Smith?
Yes, sir.
FCP Fishing?
Yes, sir.
I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Listen. I watch his videos, dude, and if you don't watch his, he's got it down.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he definitely. There's a reason why I tried making different color. Like I didn't use bucktail because I didn't have any, but I'm over making chartreuse jigs because I'm like, he's over to catch them with chartreuse jigs. And I was popping it like crazy. I definitely learned from him.
Yeah, whoever that was, like, what's her name? Patricia.
Yeah.
Get you some Nico hacks. If you don't want to use like a O-ring, and you'll simply just push that up through there and put the hook inside the hole and cut the other top of it, and that's your wacky part of it, and it stays pinned.
Absolutely. Good deal. And then Maskoff, he's the one that asked about going to West Georgia. He was asking me. He said that was to you. No, I did not go to West Georgia. I sure didn't. I've been out here long enough. I probably could have went 10, 15 times, but no, I didn't go to West Georgia either. I did mine online. I did my college online. So I did get mine finally. But and there we go. The Bendation is sensational. Money Bass. I love that.
So so that's Money Bass saying right there.
There you go.
The Bendation.
I
but
like
once you see it, listen. Once you see it, you want to know what bait that guy had, or what it is that person was using. Yeah. And just like what's name said, there's probably no grubs left anywhere.
Yeah.
At any tackle store because of Mr. Cherry.
Yep, they're blowing the dust off of them as we speak. That's for sure. That is for sure. And look, Spot Chaser's in here giving out some stuff, y'all. The Indy Saki is the only Sakamata shad color you have a better chance at winning the lottery than finding the 5-inch. So that's what he's basically telling you, the color and the size. So there you go. He's giving it out in here.
If you can find them.
Yeah, exactly. And then there he goes, Fish. That he found them in the 4-inch. He found some 4-inch Sakis. So there you go.
Oh, Mike Murphy.
Yep. And then Spot Chasers again. Zoo City Lures makes a version of the Winged Fluke and the Sakamata mixed. And Sakamata and mixed. Okay, good deal. And And then Josh will go. He's out there on Lanier. He said he's on the glide bait. Let's link up, Mike, and go throw it. He catches them too.
Well, hey, I'm willing to learn.
Yep. I just got on it last year, man, and it's definitely an addictive.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that bite's something different, man. It is something different. And it's amazing to me. It still amazes me. As much as I've thrown one now, that a fish will eat something that large, that a piece of plastic, you know. But I mean, I see guys catching them on the doggone flutter spoon. I'm like, they're hitting a piece of metal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why they wouldn't hit a piece of plastic that looked like a fish. They're hitting a piece of metal, you know, that doesn't look anything like a fish to me. So it works, I guess. It works. Let's see what else we got in here. Well, I think we went over what brand dice. Let's see. And then this is Ken Pruitt. He says, Tony, after Hank Cherry's win on Old School Grub, I got the molds. We'll bring the house for a guide trip on Wedowee. All right. He wants to go to Wedowee. Yeah, we do. Hey, Ken, come on. You ain't gotta bribe me with no grubs. You can come on. We'll go fishing on Wedowee. Listen, Wedowee made me look like some kind of genius over the weekend. I won't ever promise anybody we're gonna do that crap again, but it made me look good this weekend. I ain't gonna lie. And then somebody said on here, Tim said on here, don't be giving away all the lizard tricks. So there's still we've talked about the lizard on the show a few times, and it usually gets shut down pretty quick. Like there are guys in the comments like, yep, still using it, but they don't really get into it. I think it's being used a lot more than people think it is.
Once again, people are not going to give you their crappy spots, and they're not going to give you their tips and tricks on catching fish because of they feel that it's the competition. For me, what's for me is what's for me. The only reason why I said I can't get that other way because it's really not mine to give away. You know, he was like, you know, kind of keep that on the hush for now.
Right.
Eventually it's going to get out.
Yeah.
You know, but I respect people's wishes when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, I mean that's if you're on somebody else's boat and you're using their technique and you're using their spots, to me it's not my spot to start giving stuff away at that point. So
yes, sir.
And we got some guys here. You know, I fished on Lanier Walden. I know Mr. Walden there. Fished on Lanier when Grubbs won. You know, back when they did win. You know, tournaments on Lanier. So that's good. I mean, there's all these lures and stuff are going to get. You know, I think we're going to see a resurgence back in it again. I mean, you're going to have stuff starts coming back for sure. Starts coming back for sure. So, Mike, do you keep up with any of the professional fishing stuff at all? Do you watch any of the Bassmasters MLF stuff?
I try to. I try to watch all my favorite anglers. You know, from Dustin Connell and Mark Daniels Jr. All those guys. I definitely follow G-Man.
Yeah.
These are, like I said, these are all guys that I have met have been just as genuine as genuine of people that you could ever meet. Right. Through TikTok.
Yep, 100%. And that's one of the cool things of it when you start getting to meet those folks that they see you on TikTok and they know you're big on the show, you're big on the platform, and then you see them, they're big on their platform. It's kind of almost a mutual thing to start talking to folks. It's kind of a pretty cool thing to have happen. You
yes, sir.
Meet your heroes, but then again, they're looking at you going, man, I love your stuff too. You know?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's awesome.
So I tell my wife I'm worldwide. Yeah. And she said, no, you're not. And so we were at the airport. We're at the airport in Canada. And so we got off the plane, had to go sit over at another terminal and we just sat down in 2 open seats. And then this guy said, he said, I like to fish a lot too.
Yeah.
And I looked over at him, he said, I watch your channel. I'm all the way in British Columbia. So you don't know where your videos go. You don't know on TikTok where your videos go. So you have to just keep posting.
Yeah.
And put it out there. And then which I'm pretty sure somebody's probably ask this question at some point. We added music to our videos. Like believe it or not, people don't like to watch just straight fishing videos.
Say it again for those in the back.
People really don't like to watch a lot of straight fishing videos.
That's right.
You got to add something to it. A little music, your favorite music or whatever, it kind of picks it up some.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that you like, share it. Make a comment, whether it's a smiley face, a fist bump or hand, thumbs up, and share it. So you'll see, if I see your video, I'm gonna make a comment. I'm gonna watch it for the 5 seconds. I'm gonna make a comment, and then I share it.
Right.
I repost it. It costs me nothing to repost your video, Tony.
That's
Nothing
right.
whatsoever.
That's right.
And then from there it goes across so many other different platforms.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden somebody watched something that you do, and they're like, oh, well, this guy catching fish. So now they follow you, and now they come looking for you,
Right.
and they see it.
Yeah.
So once again, I'll tell anybody, just post your videos.
Right.
Don't worry about what anybody else say about it. If they don't like it, if you don't have to worry about it being in 4K ultra fine. My wife does it with her iPhone, and she flips it back and forth. There's no editing.
Yeah.
She flips it back and forth with her wrist, and that's what she does. So you just have to put it out there, and this fishing community will help you get out there.
That's right. That's right.
They'll help you get out there.
Now, with that being said, do y'all dig into any of the analytics of your fishing or your content, not fishing content, but do y'all dig into any of the analytics and look at like the trending things or what did better versus what didn't do as well? Do y'all dig into that stuff at all?
Not anymore.
No.
TikTok, TikTok is like the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
It's, you don't know what's going to hit. You can look at the analytics and say, hey, well, I'm going to use these hashtags. Like at one point in time, my wife said, well, I think it's the number of hashtags I got to put. And it's this, this, and this. And then you start doing that, and you drive yourself crazy with it.
Right. Yeah.
It's now, you don't know what's going to push it out on the For You page. For me, what I think is that reposting the video and sharing it is what pushes it out to the For You page.
And that, that's, I've heard that for a while. It's not about, we all look at views. That's what everybody starts off looking at, how many views you get. And that's really not what the algorithms, if you want to use that, look for. They look for stuff that people want to repost, watch time and repost, because that's what the views come from those. If you get more watch time on a video, TikTok goes, or whoever goes, oh, people are watching this, let's push it out to more people, and that gets more views. And then the reshares, that's the other part. If, like you said, it costs nothing to repost somebody's video if it's worthy. I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't want to be, I repost a bunch, but I don't repost everything that I watch on any of the platforms because it's not all worthwhile reposting stuff. But that makes a huge difference. And I've got another question because, like I said, we're going to talk content creation stuff too, and we're closing on that last little bit of the show, but I want to make sure we cover it. Is any of y'all stuff scripted? And I mean, like, I catch myself going, man, I wish I'd been recording when I said that. Let's try doing that and re-recording. And it never works for me. It never works. It never sounds real the second time.
Yeah, there you go right there. So usually our stuff is organic. I'm in one part of the house or I'm outside doing something, and then she'll come out. And then one guy, they said, like, did you say what I thought you said? Because I was sitting on the couch watching television, and I'm into the show, and she just came over to she snuck up on me and came over. I said, God damn it. It's just,
Yeah.
You get what you get with me.
It was real life.
It was just, it's all this there. But there are some videos that we do that are scripted, which are product videos and things like that, but everything else is all organic. Now,
do you like, and I'll use that term loosely because I don't know if like's the right word. Do you like doing the product stuff as far as promoting products for certain brands or deals and things like that? Do you get any satisfaction out of doing any of that stuff, or it's just kind of a means to an end or a necessary evil, whatever you want to call it?
Yep, it's a means to an end. So when you're on TikTok or whatever, Instagram, it has to be done.
Yeah.
Once you reach a certain level, they're going to bombard you with it because those things have to be paid for as well. How do you think people make money on TikTok through advertising?
That's right.
So some of the products that I do look at are stuff that I choose the stuff that I would want.
Right.
So like a battery charger This is your show. So just like I got this.
Yeah.
So, you go down the road, it's a tire inflator and it's it's a car jumper.
That's right.
So, I mean, those are needed. I mean, I got one for each of my kids' car.
That's what I did too.
So like the stuff that I use, the stuff that I use or the stuff that I would want, that's the stuff that I ask for. Listen, I get hundreds of monetization things for stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we end up doing some Temu stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So we did some Temu stuff, and guess what my favorite pair of pants are? There's a pair of pants that came off Temu.
Hey.
Dude, I put them. Listen. I put them on just to walk around the house.
Yep.
After about 30 minutes, I was like, "These are good." I said, "Hold on." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "These not the Temu pants."
Yeah.
Yes, they were. Really? And I was like, "Okay." So there's some of my favorite pants because they're lined on the inside. They're fleece lined during this wintertime. Oh, I put them on. I probably wash them 2 times a week because I want to put them on and go outside in them.
Hey, I've got 3 pair of them from TikTok. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
They are good. So you can find some good stuff on there. But but it's a necessary means to an end. And to get to the money question, we're not getting rich from it.
Yeah.
Tony ain't getting rich from it.
Yeah.
So for all those folks that think that we're making hundreds of thousands of dollars coming from it, it's not so.
It's just from my seeing of what I have monetized so far, it's very negligible. I mean, it's for the amount of work you put into it. Sometimes it's like, this is peanuts. I literally would refuse to work this job. If I was going to a job, I would never do it for what I'm getting paid on social media. I can only imagine.
No, yeah, it'll fill your diesel tank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not gonna pay your mortgage. No. Well, I haven't gotten that big, but some of the other people I know that's got millions of followers, it's fallen off so bad that all of a sudden, some of those people that you used to see with millions of followers, you don't see them anymore. And you go search for them, they have a bunch of old videos. They're trying to scramble to rebrand themselves to do something different because the algorithm changed every July, and then now it's owned by the United States media company. Right. The money's not there the way that it used to be. But if you don't advertise things, the money won't be there. Right. Advertising pays for the money. Advertising pays for this. Advertising pays the creator fund, and it's like I said, that it's a necessary means to an end.
And it makes people wonder, or not really makes you wonder, but it's almost like it was all done intentionally. I mean, they you set up with the creators out there making stuff, making videos, and then slowly introduce product into it, and then it becomes a product market. You know what I'm saying? So now the creators are selling products. I've noticed a lot of guys in bass fishing who were talking junk while I was doing it on TikTok, because I went through a spell where I did a bunch of TikTok shopping. I was testing the waters to see. I had a guy tell me, he's like, look, here's what I'm doing. He private messaged me when I hit 5,000 followers. He's like, here's what I'm doing. You can be making the payments on, and he showed me his vehicles in his driveway. He goes, TikTok shop paid for all this, but he was in the height of the deal, right? So I started doing testing waters, and I had to go through some absolute garbage to get any kind of return on my investment. Now it's starting to pay for itself a little bit, but now everybody's doing it, and when everybody's selling. It's hard, but I've started seeing some of these bass fishing guys that were poking fun, not directly at me, but making some offhand comments. Now they're doing it because guess what? It's hard to say no to that money when it's coming in when you're doing those different videos like that. So I mean, it's kind of funny to see that happen come full circle.
And not that the product is so not the product is trash. Right. Like Beyond scissors, they're great scissors.
Right.
Those guys just marketed themselves better than anybody 100%. Else, and I made some great money from it. But it's a great product at the same time. So if you're going to buy, hey, help a brother out. But it's a great product at the same time.
Right.
So, but like I said, yeah, it's a necessary means to an end.
Yeah. I mean, so if you're gonna somebody watching wanting to get into doing social media, because we're getting close to the end of the show, folks. If somebody want to do social media, how would you recommend them not get started? Because we all kind of know how to get started, record and post, but how should they focus if they're a fishing content creator? How should they focus their time and effort into actually being successful on social media when it comes to posting videos? Like, what kind of content or any tips you can give, I guess I should say, like to wade through the stuff.
I would say do what's most comfortable for you. Start off easy first. Don't try to get too complicated making videos. If you're good at catching fish, doing a technique, do that and catch the fish and let the people see the fish catches.
Right.
Add something to catch their attention when they first come on your video. Whether you got to yell at them or put something up there, clap your hands, and they like, oh, what's going on? You got to catch their attention for those first 2-3 seconds, because if not, all they do is swipe up, and it's gone. Then the last thing is that it's like the lottery. You ain't gonna win if you don't play.
That's true.
You're not gonna know if you don't put your content out there. I would have never known that me singing Family Tradition of Hank Williams Jr. got me 6.5 million views.
Yeah,
I was just outside, having a good time and singing.
Right.
So, so that's what I do. I mean, I listen to country music. I listen to rock, classic rock, and all those things that I do is just, that's what's comfortable for me. I don't try to, I try to do a dance video with my wife and my daughter. My pants start falling down. I just had to ad-lib my way out of there.
There you
go. It's fun, but it can be a lot of work and a lot of distraction for some people. Since I am semi-retired, there's not that much distraction. But for somebody who works a full-time job and then you're trying to come in and be a full-time content creator, it could probably be overwhelming.
Yeah, a piece of advice: don't sit in your truck on your lunch break making TikTok videos. You might get in trouble. Just coming from somebody who knows. I'm just saying. Know your company's social media policy. Big time. That's another thing is the further you get into it, the more you will piss somebody off very easily. I will say that. Whether it be by making the wrong comment about a product or something that you purchased and you're happy that you purchased it, but the person that you were purchasing from last time didn't like it. I mean, there's so many different nuances to it that you can get into. And I mean, I've seen it and I'm learning it slowly but surely. So for anybody out there that has seen anything I've posted, I love everybody's products. I'm not sponsored by anybody's product so far. So it's not like I'm hating on anybody. I buy them all. And that's another thing too. So I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm big on, I want to buy it first. I like to buy something and say that I've at least got some dollars invested in it and then give an honest review about it. To me, that I get giving somebody baits and say, hey, would you mind shouting me out on your channel kind of thing? Or on the other hand of it, give me free, me going there, hey, give me free baits, because I don't want to be that guy either,
Yeah. Well, I don't ask anybody for anything. If they want to send me something, and like one guy sent me some stuff and he said, yeah, no, I want your honest opinion. I said, man, your stuff is trash. I said, I'm not trying to be hard. I said, you got to work on your formula for your plastic.
Yeah.
It was too rigid. It was this and this. And he sent me some more. I said, you're getting better. And now he's got a good product. And he called me the other day and thanked me for telling him the raw of it.
Hey,
yeah, I said, that's what you asked for. I said, now I could have told you a fib, but you said no, you wanted the truth. I was like, it was trash.
Hey, man, that says a lot. That says a lot about you as a content creator or a person and everything, because you don't have to be You don't have to be a yes man to everybody. You can say no, it's not good, but
Yeah.
you know, be respectful about it, guys. If you're gonna do
Well,
that to somebody, if they're asking for
well,
opinion, but you know,
well, well, one thing I'll tell you guys out there is that there are a lot of great bait makers on social media.
yes,
A
sir.
lot of them. I mean, you think the store brand stuff is great. These guys have been making this stuff for themselves for years and winning tournaments on it. And you wonder how you've been losing.
Yep,
Well, because these guys make their own stuff
yep,
and they got it, they got the juice added to it. They pouring the doggone garlic right into the mold, and it's just or whatever they're doing.
right,
Um, it's out there,
right.
and but there's some great bait makers out there. Like I said, I watched Brazzalo go from when he was making it in his garage. I mean, I watched him come up, and his products was great over there in the Ozarks. They've been hammers for years, and he was
Mm-hmm.
making great stuff. Well, now, I'm waiting for somebody to buy him out.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
that's what I want him to do. I
Yeah,
want him to give him a $30 million check and buy him out, because listen, the guy has designed some stuff. He's put his heart into it. He's doing this daily, 12 hours a day,
yeah,
and and the stuff is outshining their stuff.
right. That's right. That's true. Very true. We got Mike Geiger in the comments. He said, "Let me try this again." I think he tried to ask a minute ago, messed up. What do you think about the fish lung system?
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it firsthand, but I'm pretty sure it works. Um, but once again, everything in the bass fishing world is $2,000.
No
Um,
kidding.
so I think that's what's kind of deterred it from folks, and then people try to come up with their own thing. Is actually adding oxygen to the water. It's just the expense of it. I think is what shying people away from it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know Slick has it on his boat, and a couple other guys I know have it on their boats. But when you're tournament fishing like that if you're tournament fishing like that for big money, I would think I would invest in it. And if you got a new boat, you need to take it out and put it in the new boat. So you
Right.
have to spend another $2,000 the next year because they
Yep.
don't give those things away. But like I said, from around here, it's a great product. And if you tournament fish that way for money, I would say that it would be a good thing to have.
I think the only persons I've ever been on was Kevin Underwood has it in his boat, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's got it on his boat. That's the only time I've ever
Yeah.
seen it. Now,
So
for anybody wanting to do oxygen in their boat, Texas Parks and Wildlife has on their website, you can go in there and they'll show you part by part and what to buy and everything on how to build an oxygenation system for your live wells. It's not a fish lung, but it's actually using an oxygen bottle. But it's a pretty good little DIY deal. If you're fishing and need that particular setup, it's actually a pretty good little thing. So.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not getting that deep into. I mean, I love to fish tournaments, but I'm not getting that deep into it. It's just too much for me at that point.
Well, the thing is, you're not fishing for $100,000 every tournament.
Exactly.
If you're fishing for $100,000 every tournament, that's something that you might need.
You're gonna put whatever it takes to win that 100,000 in there for sure. Absolutely. So we're getting the last few minutes. I'm gonna ask the last question of the night, I guess. Where's the future? What tournaments are you fishing in 26? Where are you gonna be at doing any of the stuff that folks, if they wanted to see, you could be out at?
All right. So I fish my local bass club tournaments. I'm gonna be doing some FOR fishing, and then whatever other little tournaments that come up, West Point, some tournaments in Alabama. I will be traveling more now because I'm gonna have a more reliable motor to go somewhere. That's one of the only reasons why I didn't go fish some of these other tournaments because that Evinrude, I just don't want to go somewhere and then I get put down and I'm stuck out there. So now, I'm gonna have a more reliable motor. You should see me fishing some other different tournaments. I'm not so much. I'm going to fish a BFL at some point.
Okay,
I will,
cool.
but just some of the local stuff around here.
Yeah, there you go. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by. We're literally at that 2 hour mark, and I'm not going to keep you any longer, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Listen,
I know Miss Mia's over there probably snoozing by now, but she's like, "You better come to bed. It's time to go to bed."
Yeah, yeah. She will be.
And I
And
appreciate
listen,
it so much.
I enjoyed it. Tony. Like I said, anytime you need me, to pop in, just text me. And most of the time I'm free at night, so I'll hop on with you.
Well, I appreciate you making the first episode for the Monday Night Show one of the best. I'm hoping, and it's been a really pleasure. I mean, honestly, it's been a pleasure, guys. Y'all did great in the comments. Thanks for stopping by. Listen, I hadn't figured out the intro yet, and I hadn't figured out the outro. Just thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll get something cool later on down the road. Y'all have a good night, and y'all be safe the rest of the week. Thank you, sir.